So it's Wednesday and it's evening, and I'm after less than 1 hour and a half ride to the back home, which is pretty awesome, and I'm ready to share with you again my day. What I'm going to do, if you're not aware of, I'm going to share one thing that I achieved, one thing that I learned, and one thing that I find out that I need to fix. So the first one is achievement, and that goes to the session that I'm going to. So in a week, in Energy Center in Houston, we are going. I'm going to be part of the Texas Tech Summit. I'm going to do their 2 sessions. One, I'm going to deliver a speech about why non-deterministic approaches in management are essential for companies that are executing digital transformation. Well, actually, I truly believe that it's essential for everyone, regardless if he is executing digital transformation, due to the fact that the complexity around us is so increased to a level that the current management system that we have in place that is not based at all on concept of complexity simply can't deal with the complexity around it, and it started to fall apart. But I'm adjusting it to digital transformation. So the achievement that I'm ready. I think that I have it's 35-minute session, 35 to 40, from 45 minutes. I embedded it with an interesting story that the majority is true for my life, so I think it's more engaging rather than speak about the facts, the pure facts of the technicality of this session. So I hope that I'm ready. Every time that I'm practicing for a session and I'm doing it a lot, at some point of time I'm simply sick and tired, like I feel that I don't want to do the practicing, although I practice because I understand that's the only way to be able to deliver smoothly to a big audience. This time I really enjoy every time that I have to hop into the car and to speak for 45, 40, 35 minutes about this topic. I'm really passionate and keen doing it, so I think I'm ready. I think it's a nice achievement. I hope that it will help other people to realize what are the difficulties that we are dealing with, and to show them that there is a light in the end of the tunnel, and there are solutions that are not so easy to implement, but there are solutions. So that's the achievement for this time. Learned, that's got nothing to do with that. So if you're following me on Twitter or LinkedIn, you see that I'm an amateur photographer. I really like to take pictures, and I really like to take pictures in different exposure, and then use something that's called digital blending in order to take different layers of different elements from different layers that I took picture of and combine them into one picture, which is very, very, very similar to what you saw with your eyes. Simply there is a limitation of a camera when the camera takes pictures, the light that gets into the camera and the physics of the camera has limitations, so you won't see exactly the picture as you see with your eyes. But digital transformation takes the right lighting from different exposure and then merge it into one picture. So in order to do it, you're playing in Photoshop with something called layers, and layers are kind of a black and white masking, where the black will be prevent for being displayed, but the white will move from one layer to another layer, and then you can layer them as many layers that you want. And for a long time I struggle. So there's sometimes scenarios when you want to take 2 different layers and apply them on the same picture, and I struggle to do it up until simply I tried to take two different layers, or sorry, two different masks, and by just cut and paste, cut half of it and paste it to the other half. So if it will be horizontally and vertically, there are many scenarios where you want the top from the vertically and this side of the horizontally, and by just cut and paste it I managed to create a layer, and surprisingly the results are really amazing. So if you are not technical, if you don't know exactly, like if you never used mask and Photoshop, it all sounds like crap, so sorry. But if you're doing it, if you're doing with masks, just be aware that it's pretty simple to create two different masks and then cut and paste different elements of the mask and create new mask and apply this mask on a layer. So I hope it helps someone. I learned it yesterday after I record this session, so I want to share with everyone this is something that I learned. And last but not least, and maybe related to what I learned, something that I find out that I need to be fixed, and this is adjusting the message to the audience that it's delivered to. So I have the tendency to convey the message in the same way that I believe that I want to convey, but I want someone to convey to me. But not necessarily this is the way that other people believe it, need to accept it, whether it's in the tone or the way it's perceived, or simply how you craft the message, which metaphor you're using in order to explain to people what you're trying to achieve. So this is something that definitely needs to work on, and this is something I find out that I need to fix. And that's all for today. One thing that I achieved, one thing that I learned, one thing that I find out that I need to fix. Tomorrow, no plans for evening, so if nothing will go, if everything will go right, be positive, then I'll record another session. Up until then, as usual, bye.